Hey guys, welcome back to CheatSheetPros.com, and today we're going to go ahead and hit on some NBA quick videos. As always, make sure to follow us on Twitter for any core plays or sports bets that may come up last minute, and you can also join our free Facebook group and get access to our premium cheat sheets every Thursday for free. So let's go ahead and take a look at the guys. I'm going to run through this pretty quick so we can have a short video and have you guys something to look at today. So we're going to go ahead and take a look. The first guy I'm going to look at is Robert Covington. Now, if you followed us for a while, you know that we're looking for a total edge, which is right here, over 100 and projected minutes over 30. The reason is players with less than 30 projected minutes, there's a lot of variance. Some may play 10, 12, 15 minutes, and some may play more, but we want to look for something solid that we can kind of build around for a core when we're looking at it. So we're going to go ahead. So Robert Covington, he's got a 125.8, 35 minutes, so he meets our over 100 and over 30. And what I like about him is he's averaging 5.6x over the last 4 games. He's only 5,200, so he's easy to build around. And with Capella gone, he's going to pick up a lot of rebounds and boards. Over here in the fantasy point per minute production, he's staying steady at 0.97, 0.98, so nothing to worry about there. DVP spot of 0.9 is decent, so not a huge deal. The next guy I want to take a look at is David Bertans. So this Washington game tonight is going to be insane. A lot of value. They're the 2 teams on the slate that are allowing the most fantasy points on both sides of the ball. So this is a game we want to get some exposure to. You can see he's got a massive total edge projected over 31 minutes. So we're not worried about the variance of how much he's going to play. And in the 31.3 minutes he's averaging over the last 4 games, he's putting up 6x value. So solid floor, guaranteed minutes. We really like him tonight. Fantasy point per minute production, a slight dip, but I'm not too worried about that. That's not as big of a deal. He's still at that 0.92 to 1.05 range, and he's in a good DVP spot tonight, so that kind of makes up for it. The next guy I'm going to go ahead and take a look at is Gallinari. So playing for OKC, you can see he meets our qualifications of edge over 100 at a solid 146.5 and 31 minutes. He's been playing 31.7 minutes, so his minutes are pretty much locked in and steady, so we don't have to worry about a lot of variance. And in those 31.7 minutes, he's averaging about 5.5x for 31-32 DK points, which is solid production. Fantasy point per minute productions between 1.02, 1.11. Massive DVP spot tonight at 1.05, so he's another guy we like to look at. Embiid, I think we got to take a look at tonight. He's had a couple big games, which you can see up on the screen behind me. He has a massive total edge of 191.7 projected for 32 minutes. He's been playing a little less at 28.1 minutes over his last 4 games, but he's still putting up 5.3x with a couple of big games. And his fantasy point per minute production is solid. 1.66, 1.53. Both of those are great numbers. And this DVP spot right here is massive at 1.28. The next guy I want to go ahead and take a look at is Dejounte Murray. Sorry if I mispronounced that. You can see his total edge is below 100 and his minutes are below 30, but his last 2 games really put him on the radar when I was looking at our player tracker cheat sheet. And you can see here he's been playing 27.8 minutes, putting up 6x games. He's got a high of 50, solid production. There's no big dips in his fantasy point per minute. DVP spot's a little tougher, but his price tag's only 5.2K on DK, so I really like that. So someone we want to consider. The next guy I want to take a look at is Shabazz Napier. So again, this Washington game we want to get, sorry about that, we want to get some exposure to. And he's got a 187.4 total edge, so we look for players over 100, and if we can get players that are over 120, that's preferred. Now, he doesn't meet our minute qualification. He's only projected at 22, but he's been playing almost 26 minutes per game, so I think that number is going to be up a little bit, especially with DeRozan out tonight. And in those 25.7 minutes, he's putting up 6.7x value, so that's phenomenal, and that's on his price tag today. So almost 7x is good. So even if he's below that, I mean 5x, 5.5, 6x, solid, and he's only 4,200, so that's dirt cheap. He has a massive jump in a fantasy point per minute production from 0.97 to 1.2 for a 23% increase, and his DVP spot is massive at 1.17, so someone we want to take a look at. Kawhi is someone that's on my radar for tonight. Total edge isn't amazing, and he's been pretty much 5x the last few games, but he's got that 60, 70 point upside when he wants to go. So in 28 minutes, he's been putting up about 4.75x value. So he's someone I'll have in my player pool. He definitely won't be a lock, but again, he's someone with 72 point upside in his last 10 games, and he's been up in that range a couple of times. And you can see here, his fantasy point per minute productions went from 1.34 to 1.68 for a 25% increase. DVP spot doesn't really matter because he's a superstar. So if he gets 5 extra minutes, I mean, that's massive value there. And I like his price tag at $9,300 on DK. If he was 10, 10, 5, I probably wouldn't even mess with it. But sitting around 9, someone that can go 60, 70 points and hang with Westbrook and Hardens, it's someone I want to have in my player pool tonight. And then Furky, this is a guy I really want to look at having some exposure to tonight. You can see his massive games up on the screen behind me. Edge and minutes are below, but the 25 minutes, he's been playing the same, 26.2, so we can count on him for about 25 minutes. Now, what I want to find out is in those 26.2 minutes, what has he been doing? So he's been putting up 7.25x, so 32, 33 DK points per game in only 25 minutes. So if by some chance Embiid got hurt and he played 30, 35 minutes, he could be a GPP winning player. And even with 25 minutes, he's priced at $4,500, which I love the price point to get in there, hit value, and possibly go 6x, 7x value. He does have 50 point upside. He has a 52 DK point game in his last 10. Fantasy point per minute production has went from 0.78 to 1.06, so that's solid. That's a 36% increase. DVP spot's a little bit tough tonight, but Philadelphia is loaded with superstars, so that's what I got, guys. Good luck.